The only MP when he was leader of the Labour Party who nailed Boris Johnson on the question of Julian Assange on the floor of the House of Commons. So big welcome to Jeremy.
Thank you, John, and thank you all for being here today. Being witness to this by all of you who've come today is very important, and I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, but you're interrupting my speech. Through John, I want to say a big thank you to all those that have campaigned so hard and so long for Julian. So John, thank you, and all of your friends and colleagues that have done so much work over the past decade to try and support Julian, who's trying to gain his freedom in order to continue his work. Last Friday we held the Belmarsh Tribunal in Church House in Westminster. And that tribunal was a global tribunal. It had members of parliament there, Absana, Richard, myself, John McDonnell. It also had speakers from around the world, speakers such as Daniel Ellsberg, who many may remember from the Watergate issues of 1972, and Snowden from the United States came along, who's now in Russia, of course, came along as well. And we discussed the issues of Julian's detention and the way he's been treated. Well, just think about that. This is the 21st century. This is Britain. We pride ourselves on being a democracy, and we're holding an independent tribunal for somebody who has no conviction against them in this country, who's now been held for over 2 years in the most secure, maximum security prison this country has, and he's still there. He's committed no crime, and he's in a maximum security prison. And the plea in his defence is that if he's removed to the United States, he may well, because of his mental health condition, take his own life. That is what we have done to this person who told us the truth about Afghanistan, the truth about Iraq, the truth about surveillance, and revealed the incredible levels of secretive power held by the United States and indeed many other governments around the world. In a different place, in a different denomination, in a different country, he would be hailed as a whistleblower who told the truth about dangers we are all facing. Well, he told us the truth about the dangers the whole world is facing, and I think we should bear witness to Julian's bravery and his determination and demand two things. One, that he's not removed under any circumstances to the United States, and secondly, that he be released from Belmarsh so he can continue his life with his partner, with his children, and recover from the terrible ordeal that he's been through. Because being in a maximum security prison is one thing, but before that, as you all know, he was in the Ecuadorian embassy, and it was to the credit of Ecuador they were prepared to give him that space. Absolutely. But it turned out that it wasn't quite the safe space that he thought. It turned out he was under surveillance. It turned out there were people eavesdropping on everything he was doing. It turned out there were people even checking the nappies of his baby to check who it was and all the rest of it. For goodness sake, this is inhuman treatment of somebody that tried to bring some humanity to our planet. And so we're here today. We're here today to bear witness to that and show our support for Julian. And there are people all around the world that are doing the same. But I have to say this to the British media that are present here today. I'm not blaming any of you individually, and I'm grateful that you're here today, and thank you very much for coming this morning to report on what's going on. But it's a little strange that throughout all the legal proceedings in Britain, the world's media has come to London to report on Julian and report on the significance, the global significance of this case. But the people that are missing are the very media just down the road who haven't bothered to report it. This is a major human rights issue, and I think the slogan we have up here, don't extradite Assange, journalism is not a crime. The real journalists around the world, Julian and a number of others, tell the truth. I want all of our media, irrespective of which billionaire owns that particular channel or newspaper, to report the truth about the way in which Julian Assange has been treated, and demand this court rejects the appeal that sadly President Biden has continued, that President Trump launched, and that he be released from Belmarsh prison so that he can continue his life and his life's work of telling us the truth about the dangers that we all face. And I'll finish with this. I want to live in a world of peace. You live in a world of peace when those in power are held to account. Being held to account is not easy, and sometimes it's quite uncomfortable. I hold a public office, I'm held to account for what I do. My colleagues are as well. That is what democracy is about and what democracy looks like. But it's not just holding politicians to account by parliaments, it's being held to account by a genuine, free and demanding press. Julian Assange has held the world's leaders to account. They found it too uncomfortable. Therefore, he is in Belmarsh. I simply say this: journalism is not a crime. Release Julian Assange. Thank you.
Thank you very much.